Again, a lot of credit goes to Deion Sanders, the coaching staff that he brought in, the players that he got to come to Jackson State. I've played a lot of Swac schools. I've played a lot of HBCUs. That's about the best I've ever played against. And all the time I was either Auburn or Akron or even Samford. And they just were loaded with very good football players that look very much similar to me, like the ones we have or other people in our conference.
What's good, everyone? This is DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. And Coach Terry Bowden, for those who have heard about him, know about him and his family, the Bowden family, one thing they do not do is sugarcoat. They don't lead on. They tell it how it is. It's that old Southern, hey, this is what I say and this is what I mean. They're that type of family. But it's amazing. Now, I pointed it out on my channel, New Media, and plenty of others. Shout out to Swac Buzz, CFL Podcast, and plenty of other content creators have pointed out that just Jackson State team, talent-wise, is something that we haven't seen in a while. The only time the Swac has had something like this, probably in the 90s, if you want to be honest. Now, a Shine, they may listen to this and say, oh, Jackson State's not all that, they lost. Jackson State was the most talented team versus ULM. ULM was not more talented than them, and it wasn't even close. ULM took advantage of experience. That's all it was. Experience. When you have a new team, what happens? There's going to be a bunch of penalties. There's going to be a bunch of miscommunication, players not knowing where to go. You're going to have a ton of drops that could have settled in for touchdowns. You're going to have holding calls when there shouldn't even be one. And that's what you saw with Jackson State this weekend. Luckily, I know if JSU hits their potential, it's going to be sayonara to not only the SWAC but FCS. I'm going to start with offense. Offensively, the talent is there, but maybe the offensive coordinator is being hesitant. Maybe some players are not running the plays right. You never know with these things. But Jason Phillips, he's the co-offensive coordinator. When he was coaching quarterbacks at Utah State, they were letting it rip. And it was one of the reasons why Justin Love was drafted in the first round especially. So I know what the run and shoot offense could do. What JSU is doing is a more conservative run and shoot. They're not really expounding on a playbook, which has to be fixed. Since Shadir Sanders is a freshman, and like all freshmen, there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be a growing process, but the talent is there. The football IQ is on point. He has a beautiful arm. Anyone who disagrees with that needs to watch film. I would like to see Jackson State mix it up a bit. How about using a fullback in some formations just to get a consistent running game? Tyson Alexander, if he could come back, hopefully this week or when they start conference play, that would be a big bonus. Tyson Alexander, even with a shitty line this spring, was very explosive, very consistent, and you give that brother a crease and he's gone. Also, J.D. Martin, I would like to see him get involved more. And Peyton Pickett, he's very good as a receiving back, but as a true running back, it's not the same explosion. He doesn't hit the holes quick enough, and it's very noticeable. Jackson State will be playing Division II Delta State, and I hope Jackson State takes them seriously and just really go full throttle. Go full throttle, get the confidence up with this team, and go a whole 9 yards, try to shut them down, try to score as many touchdowns as possible. Delta State, they're very well respected in Division II. Their coach is going to coach them to their best ability, and I want to see progress. That's all I want to see. But I'm so glad that Terry Bowden mentioned how talented this team is. There were some folks who try to belittle the talent of Jackson State due to agendas, their favorite schools, go somewhere else, and I get it. They're trying to rep their favorite Swac teams and take away the credit of Jackson State. I understand it. Do I think it's right? No. But everyone has an opinion. But when you have FBS opponents, I don't care what the record of the FBS team. If ULM was in the SWAC, if they weren't in FBS, with that team with that size, they would be running through the SWAC. So let's cut the bull and say, oh, they're not good in the Sun Belt. Yes, we understand that. But the Sun Belt is no cupcake lead. ULM has gotten better than last year. Do I still think Jackson State should have won this game? Absolutely. They were the more talented team. They were faster. They had more studs on that defensive line, the DBs, the whole 9 yards. But like I said on previous streams, special teams can decide a lot of games for Jackson State. And the Sun Belt is known for having good kickers. That kicker was hitting 40-plus yarders all day. 4 field goals that led to 12 points, all 40-plus yards. So I know Coach Prom is going to have his team ready to go. And this is the process when you're trying to level the playing field. It's going to be bumps in the road. It's going to be adversity. But I want to see how Jackson State's going to respond. A lot of those brothers are very resilient. For them choosing a HBCU over FBS teams shows that they're committed to creating change. So if you're a Jackson State fan or a fan of Coach Prime or a fan of what this team is doing, relax, let this team grow, and we'll judge accordingly. You know how I do. If I see a problem with this team, I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it in a more sophisticated way. Because one thing about YouTube, everybody's trying to get that clout, trying to make buffoon videos, and when Jackson State lost, I told you that was going to happen. Everything I've said came to fruition. Made it a spectacle. And then you question that, do these people really support HBCUs? Jackson State lost to an FBS team by a field goal or two. And we act like Jackson State got blown out. Now, we know that ULM is not a great FBS team, but they will destroy a bunch of SWAC teams. All they have to do is run that ball. There's nobody in the SWAC that can slow down their running game. Let's cut the crap now. Let's be realistic. But the best way for Jackson State to quiet all the doubters and haters is they got to establish dominance. Not only just defense doing their job. Can you imagine if James Houston didn't get ejected against ULM? They wouldn't be getting that field position to kick field goals. I truly believe that. They couldn't stop that, brother. Before I go, I gotta say that we all, as fans of sports, no matter if it's basketball, football, whatever, gotta do a better job of calling it what it is, but also teaching and learning. My great-grandfather once told me, your ears are for listening, your eyes are for observing, and your conscience is for accepting truth. You got to do a better job of that. And JSU fans, got nothing to worry about. Jackson State has the talent. You can sleep well at night knowing that Jackson State, they won't lose because of talent. There could be other things not going their way, but they won't lose because of talent. And any team would love to have a roster like that. So look forward to more games with Jackson State. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to all the Swac, HBCU content creators. Y'all do y'all thing. We gonna do our thing here. It's all love. And I'm gonna leave this final message from Coach Prime himself that he gave to his team.
Excellence, man. Adversity reveals character. We're gonna see who's who right now. You're gonna see who's who. You practice with purpose and your purpose is practice. I like that. It shows on game day. Offense, we gotta get better. Offensive line, we gotta get better. Offensive line, we gotta get better. Offensive line, we gotta get better. Receivers, you got to get better. You got to do more. You gotta want more. You gotta expect more of yourself. Everybody, great job. Special teams, keep up the good work. Let's focus, focus, focus. How do we bounce back from the foolishness? Focus. Being smart, being tough, being fast, and being disciplined. Let me tell you something about these girls, guys. I'm scared. I'm scared right now, and I'm real nervous. Because y'all taking for granted little things of life. All right? Do not let, how many times did I tell you, a moment of satisfaction, mess up a career. Do not allow that, man. Y'all be careful in the streets, be careful in the doors, be careful whenever you're dealing with a woman, please treat her with the utmost respect. Please treat her with the utmost respect. Do not end on any bad note. If you're arguing and you're screaming and you're shouting and even you resort to profanity, please call her back and say, I apologize. I just want to know you straight. However she answers, that's on her. But you got it off you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Be gentlemen. Be professional. Have class. Your parents, most of your parents raised you properly. Not to be idiots. You guys are so much better than that. I got a lot of respect for y'all. And I know y'all can do better on that aspect. Let's not miss class. Let's not miss tutoring. Let's get your schoolwork. Let's not miss assignments. Let's turn them in, guys. This is real. You know Malone is going to send those to me every week. And we don't want to have to run you for the foolishness of that. Guys, be professional. Training room. If you're missing the training room with Lauren, you will not play. Ain't no negotiating. Ain't no butt eye. You ain't playing. Y'all understand that?
Yes, sir.
We good with that?